This is Forge Daily with Mackenzie Barwell on the Forge Audio Network.
Forge fans, welcome back to another week of Forge Daily. Today is July 24th, 2023. I'm your host, Mac Barwell, here to give you all things Forge FC. After a long day of travel on Saturday, coming back from BC, the team trained yesterday and then we're back out this morning, so no days off for Forge FC. Yesterday, they hosted an open practice, and we'll get to that in a second. But some other things that you can expect in today's episode include a brief rundown of what happened on Friday and some changes to the CPL leaderboards and standings, as well as a conversation with Noah Jensen a little later on. So let's get right into it, beginning with Pacific versus Forge. This was the third match of the season between these two teams, a rematch of the 2021 CPL final. A few changes for Forge FC. Mandrakar James was back from suspension. He would sit alongside Alex Ashinioti-Janssen in the center back position, and then Kwesi Poku was out in the left wing. And it was a good call, to say the least. First time into the attacking third for Forge FC. Just 6 minutes in, Kwesi would score a diving header off an assist from David Chouanier. So Forge coming out with some energy to start the match. And that was not all we would see from Dav Chouanier. Later on, Kyle Becker cuts it back. Dav sneaks into the box and finishes his second goal of the year in the 45th minute. That would be the only scoring for the game, and Forge was able to walk away with a 2-0 victory and the 3 points. So what does this mean for the standings, you might be wondering? Well, first of all, Tristan Henry recorded his 5th clean sheet. Now he leads the league and is tied with Ryan Yesley from Valor FC. Kyle Becker teed up Chouanier to record his 5th assist. He now leads the league and is tied with Pacific's Eamon Salouf. But looking at the CPL standings, as I mentioned earlier, Forge would equalize their 26 points with Pacific to meet them at the top of the table on Friday. However, week 15 of the CPL was not over yet. Cavalry FC would climb up to first place after a 5-1 victory against Vancouver FC on Saturday. That would send them 1 point above both Pacific and Forge. Mind you, they are still at an advantage in this situation, having played one less game than Forge FC. On Saturday, Meyer Bevan from Cavalry would score to tie with Taryn Campbell in the Golden Boot race, so they've both got 8 goals on the season thus far. The next time that Forge and Cavalry will meet is on August 4th away, so that will be an important one in a few weeks. And then in third place, York United are sitting just 2 points below Pacific and Forge. They've got 24 after 17 games total. So those are all the relevant changes to the league leaderboards and standings that you need to be aware of as of now. So let's move on. I got the chance to talk to Noah Jensen after training this week about what his thoughts were about the match on Friday, as well as our open training session yesterday. First things first, can you touch on Friday's match? You guys came away with a pretty favorable result. Was there anything that you felt clicked for the team that day?
I mean, we all knew it was an important game. It was an opportunity to put ourselves kind of back where we belong in the table. We had a game plan to carry out against Pacific. We knew the spaces they were going to give us out wide, and we kind of just had to take advantage of that. And I think you kind of saw that on our first goal. I was able to play Dav a good ball in behind, and then we've been working on those back post runs pretty much all season. And it was good for us to get a goal so early on, and then it kind of just pushed us forward. Getting the second before half was huge, and then we were able to see out the result, which was big for the team.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to switch gears a little bit here. You guys signed a couple developmental contracts, and I wanted to ask you about this specifically because now you've got some players coming from Sigma Academy, a similar situation to what you and Malcolm were in at one point. Mm-hmm. Do you find that you were able to guide them in any way, kind of contribute your perspective because you did also go through that?
The majority of Sigma guys that come in here, they have aspirations of playing at the next level, playing in college, playing at the professional level, and those are all levels that I played at. And so I get a lot of advice from the older guys, but I'm also to give some of my advice to them. A lot of the guys who are going off to university and that come back here and train with us for a couple of weeks, I'm able to tell them about my experience, what it takes to progress your game to the professional level from the college level. And I think that's important for me to give to them because it was the same guidance that I got from a lot of these guys when I was here training and in the same situation as those guys were. So
Okay, one other thing I'm talking about in the podcast today was yesterday's open practice. Can you just give one message to the fans who came out yesterday? Obviously, it was a Sunday morning, bright and early, to come watch your training session.
Yeah, I mean, I know everyone said, thank you to everyone for coming out yesterday, but, those are the opportunities as players that you don't really get to have the fans watch you in that environment. And I think it was a great opportunity for them, to see us train, but, another opportunity for us to say thanks, because I saw a lot of young players out there in the crowd, and, that was all one of us one day. And we were all looking up to, our superstars, and we're happy to be in a position that they look up to us.
Last question for personal curiosity. If you're not playing professional soccer, what sport are you playing?
I would like to say that I would play golf, but I'm not good enough at golf to play professionally. So it'd either be golf or tennis, because...
Oh, I could actually see you as a tennis player. I can see that.
Because those are, as much as I love, the team sport, I love putting, pressure on myself.
Yeah, I was going to say, those are pretty individual.
Yeah.
What do you shoot in golf?
You don't want to... I could shoot in the 80s on a good day.
Okay,
yeah.
That's actually not bad.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. Noah Jensen, professional soccer player by day and potentially professional golfer by night. But like you said, it was really cool to see everyone come out on Sunday. I was able to talk to some of the coaches and players to take the fans along practice through the activation, passing and shooting sequences, and then some small-sided games. And afterwards, the players were able to sign some autographs. So the next time we do that, I will absolutely mention it in Forge Daily and the partner clubs that we are bringing out, because I would highly recommend coming if you happen to be a part of one. The next Forge match we are looking to is this Friday, July 28th, against Vancouver FC. That is our international match night, as I mentioned last week, but we'll get to that a little later on. That's all I have for today's episode. Thank you so much for listening. Tune in tomorrow for another episode of Forge Daily. Have a great rest of your Monday.
This has been Forge Daily with Mackenzie Barwell. If you like what you heard, please like, follow, subscribe, comment, and share.